At what point in dating should I come clean about my body? Hi guys, I've lost 200 pounds in a year and I was approached a few times in the last weeks if I would give out my number or would like to get a coffee etc. When I was at my heaviest, there was no way to hide how I looked and men knew up front what they would be getting into. Now I feel like some kind of catfish. Under my clothes my skin is loose, my boobs are dreadful looking. I can apply to have skin removal surgery but for my HC provider to pay for it my weight has to be stable for a year. So, when should I tell men how I really look? When they ask for my number? On the first date? I feel weird cause it is nice to be noticed again and I would love to have sex again but I am so insecure about all this skin. PLS tell me at what point you would like to be told. Thank you. I think that is super impressive and I think most guys would be blown away by that. That's a huge positive emo. If you're trying to get physical it would definitely be better to be told than to find out. I think you should talk about your weight lose journey and how it has affected your body, but I don't think you should get too specific. Not until you are comfortable. This is not a first date conversation unless you feel a spark. Every person you meet does not need to know everything about you on the first date. BTW I have lost 140 PDS in the last 3 years with 40 more to go to reach my goal. Awesome job and good luck. I'd want you to be honest and upfront. It wouldn't have to be first date material but maybe on a second or third date or maybe if things get a little physical. Honestly though, at that point if you told me you lost a bunch of weight and that was the reason for some loose skin or your boobs being dreadful as you say, I'd be really impressed with your dedication and proud of you for going on that journey. Losing 100 kilograms in a year is incredible going that's more than I weigh. How did you go about doing it? In terms of the skin it's probably worth doing before you get into a bedroom but I wouldn't rush into it on the first date. I'd definitely tell the story about applying for skin removal too when you mention it to them. No advice, just wanted to say hell yeah, fuck yeah hitting goals. Turning heads. I would bring it up when it feels natural, but before things get physical probably on the first date. The point of dating is to determine if you're compatible with someone. Any one person has a million potential details about them that could be a deal breaker to another person. Going into a date you assume the risk of your time being wasted with a deal breaker being revealed. The only things I would disclose before a first date would be big common deal breakers like if you have kids or your sex organs not matching your presenting gender. Do it if you feel the need, not because you feel obligated. You could drop hints that you recently shed some weight. Then when you are talking about sex then it may come easier to talk about. Do you really have to wait an entire year for it? I went through the same, but my doctor told me 6 months, which the last day was yesterday, so I am going to have a talk about it with them again now soon. How the fuck did you lose 200 pounds in 1 year? Hi, as someone who has also undergone extreme weight loss and awaiting skin removal, I haven't found it to be a hindrance at all. I usually will have a conversation about it after a first date, or before when making plans to be intimate together. But so far, no guy has had anything nasty to say. Mostly they are just impressed by the amount of weight lost. Congrats on losing weight and best of luck. I have quite the same problem, lost a lot of weight as a guy, AMD looking normal with clothes. Going to the gym since last year February. So good posture too. But I am so anxious cause I don't look normal under clothes, lose skin. I started just to be upfront, some teens I get unmatched. Most men are just gonna be happy that you lost 200 pounds. That's extremely impressive and it shows very attractive personality traits. I dated a woman who lost over 100 pounds. She was nervous about being naked around me because she always dressed so stylish. I had no idea what she looked like underneath. So she started sending me boudoir pics, then more and more revealing pics, and telling me the things she wanted to do, and soon enough any concerns I might have had were gone. She was sexy as hell. I still think of her occasionally. I dated a guy who had loose skin from a huge weight loss. He was very sexy to me and the skin had no impact on his sexiness. He also didn't disclose anything to me, we just got into bed. Be confident and sexy and don't worry about it. I would like to be told as soon as possible. Ideally prior to a date. I would put it both in my old bio if you have one and tell it once a man exchanges numbers with you. Kinda mostly to avoid disappointment for yourself. You don't want to go on a first date with someone, only to have them side-eyeing your body and then ghosting you. And by the way, I don't know how much this is in kgs, I'm European and bad at math. But it sounds hella impressive. I lost 20 kilograms in 1 year and it will almost change you as a person. I hope you feel amazing 2x. You might want to disclose this as early as possible. The issue with loose skin is that it can make you look older. Men are highly visual creatures. Older doesn't matter so much unless it makes you look too old to bear children. It's not that he's necessarily thinking of children, but instead it is kind of hardwired. If you do end up having bad results dating, then you should get better results with men 5 years older. If he is slightly older, he will think he's getting a good deal and that may be enough to offset it. I think you'll find out that the vast majority of them really don't give a shit. A man will stick his dick in a soft fruit if it came down to it. That's going to be a fairly large issue to most guys. Your thought of it being catfishing was spot on. It should be told up front, before the date. I'd potentially even suggest you wait a year for your skin to contract a bit, and even potentially after skin surgery. This has been a journey for you, you're still mid-journey. Don't jump the gun. I suggest stay away from online dating and work on yourself first. Sorry, this is the harsh truth. Men are highly visual creatures. I heard some horror stories, even from decent-looking women. They will ghost and say mean and nasty things to you if they found out you're not worth their times. Congratulations on your commitment to healthier living. Since you are making many really good decisions and taking care of yourself as a primary goal, it is my belief that you will make a great decision that will be the best way for you to continue to take care of yourself. That type of weight loss didn't happen by chance, but rather you've lived with certain priorities and taking care of yourself is at the top of your list. Imho. Hope I've helped. Source: recovering addict that had to navigate the decision as to when to discuss my life in active addiction. Be upfront. If people are saying you're obligated to tell a guy what your body looks like naked on a date before things get intimate, then we should know dick size on that same date. 37M I am in the same position you are. I lost over 120 pounds and my body looks like a deflated loaf of bread. I'm too afraid to even go on a date because it would be too humiliating for anyone to see me like that. Talk freely on your date or whenever you start talking. Be proud of yourself. Boast this to the hills. For the record, I'm proud of you and I would imagine any man would be proud. I tell them I'm a former fat girl and my body will never look like a model, when they make grandiose comments. I otherwise love my body and don't care much what others think. Felt that way 102. I love being naked. I am comfortable and proud of my body. I find my body attractive, I just don't love my boobs as much. Smiley face,